Good morning and welcome to the fifth quarter AZ. My name is Danny Neal, and I'm having fun this morning even before we get started. So this is going to be a great show today. And of course, what makes it great is my co-host. My guy, coach of the year. He coaches flag football. He coaches high school basketball, coaches middle school basketball. And at any time now, he can be a grandfather for the first time. So welcome, Coach Johnson. How you doing this morning, man?
Oh man, Coach, I'm great, man. I just love your introductions, man. They never get old.
Hey, you got your phone by your side waiting on that call from your daughter, man?
I
Or
do
from
have
your
my phone.
son-in-law. Your daughter ain't gonna be able to call. Your son-in-law.
I do have my phone, and so yeah, she's at that point to where, anytime it comes, I mean, I think she's due on the 19th, and so we're just anticipating, waiting and anticipating right now. How you doing
Well,
today, man?
I'm doing good, man. But let me just say for the record, if she's anything like her dad, she won't be early. So we'll wait till the 19th. By the 19th for sure. But man,
Hey
things are
man,
going.
I'm always on time. You know that.
You're always on time, right on time.
On my
What time?
time, I'm on time.
Wait till we get the guests on. They'll tell you that you just got here when I said 9, 8, 7, 6. Oh, hi, Coach Johnson.
Hey, was I here though?
You were here. You were here.
Okay.
I give you credit for that, man. And plus, it's cold outside. So I like the flannel look, letting everybody know that, hey, button up when you go outside. So,
I was gonna go this, but it looked like that's a little too stuffy. You know what I mean? So
right.
left
Well,
the top nut done.
Coach, we got some great guests on today, but you always do that golden nugget question of the day, which we'll ask our guests today. But I want you to impart a little bit of knowledge on the people out there considering the weather conditions. How should they walk on the ice?
Oh man, this is the time of the year when we snow and we get this ice and everything. That there's a lot of slip and fall injuries. In order
Right.
to prevent that, one thing that you can do is you can walk like a penguin. If you come out and you walk like a penguin, that's your best chance of not slipping on that ice. People may not
Wait,
understand what you're doing, but you're being safe. You're protecting yourself. So walk like a penguin.
and what's your logic behind walking like a penguin?
Hey man, it was simple. You know what I mean? When I first told you about it, and you was laughing at me. I was like, think about it, man. Have you ever seen a penguin slip on ice?
So, all right. And it's funny because later on I seen something on TV where they were actually telling people walk like a penguin. So once again, Coach, you was right, man. I get tired of you being right all the time, but I guess that's the case. So while you're out there and you say take your time on that ice and walk like a penguin.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You
So
don't
hey
have to
man.
water your head like that, though. You don't have to do all this. Don't you don't got to do that.
Okay. Well, look, man, we got our guests on today, man. We got two guys on that are doing something really, really special. It's something that, once again, I'm not very knowledgeable about. I'll explain that in a minute. But you know, they're really doing well. They've won some good things. And without further ado, man, let's just bring these guys on because they've done something that's really, really special. And that's win a championship in bowling. And I'm finding out that bowling is really, really huge in this town. I thought you went to Starlight Lanes to drink, but I guess some people actually go bowl. So without further ado, I would like to bring on Mike Hall and Tim Macias. Good morning, guys. How you doing this morning?
Good morning. Doing good.
You doing
Doing
good,
really good.
man?
Thanks for having us.
Hey, man. Thank you guys, man. And Mike, you're in Alaska right now, correct?
That is correct. Yes.
And
Little,
what's that? I'm sorry.
no, just a little town on the Kenai Peninsula, a couple hours south of the main city of Anchorage, Alaska. So,
Right. And we're here in Flagstaff, Arizona, the sunny state, and it is what, 12 degrees outside? And you're in
I think it might
Alaska.
have been like -8 this morning, dude. It was cold out there.
Okay, Tim, thank you for that. See, we got a weather guy and everything this morning. About -8. And what's the temperature in Alaska today, Mike?
today it's 32 degrees, low clouds, not much wind. It's a really nice day up here today. So
Man, that's great. Good thing about that, Coach.
Oh, that's nice right there. That's nice right there. And speaking of West Anchorage, they typically play in a tournament that we play in Vegas. They come down and they play West Anchorage, and so that's pretty all right, pretty interesting there.
Hey, well, good. Well, first of all, we want you guys to really introduce yourselves. Tell a little something about yourselves, growing up and everything. Of course, me and Tim have known each other for years. He's not quite as old as me.
Nobody
Almost.
is.
Huh?
Almost.
Yeah. And I will say Mike is definitely not as old as me because me and his dad, Chris, used to hang out. So and play ball together. So obviously he's not my age. But anyway, hey, welcome guys. We appreciate you guys being here today. And let's take some time and both of you guys kind of tell us about your upbringing, and then how it's evolved into being guests on this wonderful show.
You go ahead,
Okay,
Mike.
yeah,
Start it off.
Yeah, I'll start for sure. Definitely a Flagstaff, born and raised. Went to Thomas School, Coconino High School, and then played Little League in Mount Eldon. That's where actually Tim and I started out. We were on the same Little League team, played on the White Sox. And then during the winter time, there wasn't much to do. So we started bowling, Starlight Lanes. And then back then, Sky High was around. Tim, he'll tell you about Sky High. It was always the Starlight Lanes. Started there when I was young, probably 8 or 9 for sure.
Really?
And then just never really lost it. My family started bowling. My grandmother, she was a bowler. My dad was a bowler. And then on my mom's side, I only had one uncle, and he was the fun uncle, Bill Thomas. So he was a bowler as well. So that's how I got into it. And then just kind of stayed with it the whole time. In high school, played a few sports. I mean, I lettered in 3 sports, but was average at best. So bowling was kind of my niche. And then went on from there to start. It's not really, I wouldn't say it's a tour by no means. It's just an annual tournament. And that's what we participate in. This was my 20th year, Tim's 21st year in bowling in it. So, I mean, yeah, it's just something that it's a fun thing to do. The family goes, we all meet up. Like our team, we're from all over. Obviously, I'm from Alaska now. And then my brother, I got a brother in Phoenix and then a brother in Camp Verde. And then Tim and our 5th competitor, Ryan Haley, he also is in Flagstaff. So, yeah, we just meet up once a year and we bowl in this tournament. It's a national bowling tournament. It's been going on for 100 years, over 100 plus years for sure. And the neat thing about it is it's always somewhere different as far as we've been to Billings, Montana, Corpus Christi, Texas, Albuquerque, New Mexico, El Paso, Texas, Syracuse, New York. And then the tournament that we actually were in last year was in Reno, Nevada. So it's never in the large metropolitan cities that kind of bounce it around. Lately, Las Vegas has been taking it just because it's really easy. They built an actual facility on South Point with a couple bowling alleys in it. So they kind of cater to this type of events. So that's kind of the bowling background as far as where we're at.
Okay. And how did you get to Anchorage? I mean, how did you get to Alaska?
So my oldest son, he graduated Coconino in 2001. And then as soon as he graduated, we'd always talked about, doing something different. So my wife, was a nurse at the hospital down in Flag, and she got a job up here. So the transition was really easy. She had opportunity to keep nursing. So yeah, we came up here, and now I teach now. So I'm a teacher. So that's fun. Yeah.
No coaching?
No coaching. No, not yet. There's definitely been a few opportunities, but yeah, I'm not ready for that. So.
All right, Tim, and you got a long family lineage here in Flagstaff.
Well, first I'm going to show, this is what we won. This is our eagle. And so, yeah, we had took first place at the National Bowling Tournament in obviously 2023. I'm going to look up some stats here just real quick. There was almost 50,000 competitors, almost 10,000 teams, and we took first. That's why we're here today, And so it's bowling's always been a part of my life. I'm born and raised here in Flagstaff. I actually still live in the house I was born in. I bought that house the same. I don't move far. Mike moves to Alaska, dude. I didn't even move out of my house yet. So. My mom bowled in college. You know, me and my dad have been bowling together for years. Bowling's always been a part of my life. And like Mike, you know, I've been, you know, baseball, basketball,
Yep.
a little bit of football here and there, but you know, me and Mike, not only bowling, I mean, we played softball together for years. You know, we've been playing, you know, we started in Little League at probably 9 years old, and we've been playing together, and we've traveled all over the Western United States playing. We played in the worlds, the softball worlds in California. And yeah, we traveled all over bowling. I mean, as far east as New York, Tennessee, Louisiana, up to Montana. We've been all over together, you know, and we've and me and him have been, you know, friends for years, and that's something that's not going to change. And him and his family, I mean, is just me and his brother won or took second in a local tournament here just this last year. John, which is part of our team that goes to nationals, me and him took second. As a matter of fact, Mike's son took first in the tournament. So it's been a, you know, you can say friends, but I call it family, you know.
Right.
And we've been together for a long time. Like I said, not only bowling, I've been bowling since I was 6 years old. You know, I've had 300 games, but winning this national tournament, beating, you know, a lot of competitors means a lot, you know. And
Right.
we've been bowling in this tournament, like I said, all over the nation, like Mike was saying, and it's, you know, it's come full circle, you know. And so hopefully we're going to go again here in March. This year's tournament is in Vegas. So we're going to be bowling again in March, and hopefully we can do something good again, you know, be up there.
So Tim,
definitely, you know, we won a little bit of money for this tournament, but for the money I put into this sport, I'm nowhere near even. But if we can do it one more time, I'll be good.
Yes, indeed. So Tim, when you guys are talking about your scores and the 300 and stuff like that, and then you guys both started when you were young, how do you know that you're good at bowling? Is it the fact that you've come close to a 300 game because a lot of us, we just go do it recreational, like to hear the pins go bloom, and then that's it. And so when did you know that, hey, I'm pretty good at this and I can do this and do some tournament play?
You know what? I can't even say it. There's been a point in my life where I've said I'm pretty good, you know, but it's, you know, like I bowled last night, just shot average, you know, I averaged 190, which my average in, you know, my league is like 202 or something. I bowled below average last night, but you have these good days. But I mean, it's like any sport, you know, you do it enough, you can get consistent, and it's just a matter of repetition. That's what it comes down to.
Just like anything else.
You throw enough shots, you shoot enough baskets, you know, hit enough golf shots, you know, you can figure out you're decent enough to at least compete at something, you know. So it's Mike shot at 300. He was the first one. I was there for that one. And you know, I've thrown 3 of them, but there's still some scores that are elite in the bowling world. I mean, obviously a perfect game, you know, 12 strikes. Another elite score that I would like to get in my career is an 800. That means you got to average 10 strikes a game for 3 games, you know. So I'm working towards that. So there's always something to work towards. That I still got goals that I still want to meet at this sport for sure.
Yeah. Nice. And so, Mike, can you explain a little bit for novices such as Coach Neal, because Tim is rambling off 300 and the different things like that. Could you tell him what a 300 game is? I mean, I know because I get down, but he don't know. So could you explain a little bit of the scoring and technicalities of bowling for us?
Yeah, for sure. So bowling is obviously an individual sport. So it's kind of like golf. You know, you go out there, you hit one good shot around and you're happy. You might do it 2-3 times a summer as far as going out on the golf course. Bowling's the same way for the average person. They'll go bowl on the weekend or maybe once a month, maybe even twice a summer. So the goal is to, you know, throw it in the middle and knock down all the pins. So when you do that, it makes it fun. So you want to come back and try, you know, and you think in the back of your mind, you know, I got to strike now. If I just put a little effort into it, maybe I can, you know, bowl in the league and then go from there. So that's what Tim and I did early on. We were exposed to bowling early enough where we understood that, you know, the repetition of bowling is to knock down the pins. So a standard game is 10 frames. And if you get, you know, half strikes, that's what the goal is. And that how Tim talks about his average of 200. So in 10 frames, he probably strike 5 times. So every other ball is a strike in order to average 200. So a 300 is then you get all strikes, which, you know, it happens every now and then in Flagstaff. You know, at your larger leagues down in Phoenix, you know, it happened once a night. But I think the last time I bowled was a couple years ago in Flagstaff, and I think we had 4 the entire season. The season goes from Labor Day to Memorial Day. It's 32 weeks with a couple weeks in between off. So, I mean, to see a 300 is still pretty rare in Flagstaff. As far as the season goes, there's definitely a handful of people in there that have him. I mean, there's a few people that have multiple, like Tim. He's one of them for sure. I mean, but as far as actual professionals in Northern Arizona that are actually getting paid to bowl, there are none. I mean, there's a few I wouldn't call it the senior circuit, but it's the over 50 years old. It's a PBA, Professional Bowling Association, over 50. So there's a few that actually compete in regional tournaments and definitely score fairly well. But as far as actually making a living off of bowling, it's not there yet. And the reason why is, so it's like the golf course. You hit a couple good shots on your local, like let's just say Continental Country Club. You know, the first hole, it's pretty short. And then you go out and start competing at the professional level. Well, they back you up 100 yards. They add a bunch of water, so it's impossible. The same thing in bowling. So our regular average league shot, they make it, now I wouldn't say easier, but they make it funner so you can score better. So when we went to the national tournament, the conditions changed completely. The lights are brighter. The oil that actually creates friction with the ball, it changes, so it's harder to create friction on your ball. So the scores are a lot lower. So this tournament, it's its own entity as far as we actually have our own averages. So yeah, our typical averages, all of our team, we average over 200 in our local houses. But when we go to the bowling tournament, those averages come down 30, 40 pins for sure. So, and this tournament we won, we actually didn't bowl our best set, but together we all bowled our best set because Tim's had higher national scores. I've had higher national scores as far as our set. But for us to do it all at the same time at this particular tournament in this year, it was really special. And that's why we came home winners.
And, you know, Coach calls me a novice, but I know in bowling, you got what, the 3-step, the 4-step? Which one do you guys use?
He looked that up on Google, by the way.
No, I didn't. I'll explain that in a minute. I know what I'm talking about.
I actually take 4 steps.
You take the 4 steps?
Yes.
Mike?
And I take 5 steps. I lead with my left foot. I'm right-handed, so I lead with my left foot and I end on my left foot. So I have to have an odd number. 3 steps is possible, but 5 is more comfortable for sure.
And these are technical things Coach didn't know I know about. And the reason I know this is because when I was at NAU, I took bowling. And the problem was they gave me bowling at 7 a.m. in the morning. And I went to one class, and that first class, that's what they taught was how many steps you take. I never went back, so my claim to fame is I fucked bowling at NAU. So that's what they taught the first day of the bowling class. That's why I know that, Coach. So that's good.
That's pretty good, Coach. I'm pretty impressed. Now, adding to your steps, you know, when you throw, do you curve it? Do you go straight? What's your main throw?
And the thing with bowling is, a lot of, or quote unquote novice or whatever you want to call them, they throw it straight at the head pin. That doesn't give you the best chance at a strike. The best chance is to come in at an angle, and that's the way we bowl. The best way to get a strike is to come in at an angle. So to curve it is your best chance at getting strikes on a consistent basis. It's just
and with bowling, it's just like all the, I don't know, baseball analytics talk about the spin rate on the baseball and the movement of the baseball is harder to hit. In bowling, you want spin rate and you want more friction in order to hit the pins, because when you hit the pins react better to the more friction you create on the ball. So it's not really, you call it a curve, but all it is putting spin rate on your ball, just like a baseball. So the bowling ball reacts with the more spin you put on it or more revolutions you can generate. So the same type of thing. You're hearing all the buzzwords, analytics and stuff. Bowling was just further along with the analytics back in the 50s and 60s. They figured out the analytics early.
Okay. And do we have a live question there, Coach?
We do have a live question. This question is from Phil Jorgensen. What's up, Phil? I'm glad you're watching the show. Appreciate you sending the question in. Phil says, I want to take Mike Hull bowling with me and not tell anyone that he's actually a professional. It would make for a great story. So he wants you as a ringer, Mike. How you feel about that?
Well, I'm game for that. Yeah, no, bowling for sure. It's fun, and yeah, just give me a few frames to warm up, and I'll be ready to go. So
there you go. Now, Mike, you were talking about baseball versus bowling. I know both of you guys are really good baseball, softball players. Can you can switch hitting baseball? Can you switch throwing volleyball?
Bowling,
no, it's a.
I mean, in bowling. Sorry, Coach. I knew you was gonna correct me.
You cannot. You have a sanctioned league average with, say, your right hand. In order to have a sanctioned league average with your left hand, you have to declare that. So once you start bowling right-handed, you have to bowl right-handed for the entire set. You can't switch between balls, between games, nothing like that. No, it's actually you're sanctioned right-handed or you're sanctioned left-handed. There is no switching.
But can you do it?
Oh, no, not at all. I've never even tried that.
I can say I can't either, dude. I tried to try to throw it left-handed. It doesn't work.
And is it because of the spin?
Do you think if you did left-handed, you could beat Coach Neal?
I
doubt it.
I would not. No, I could not. I'll be lucky to keep it on the lane and throwing it left-handed.
Well, me too. That's
lucky to keep it on the lane if he's throwing it with his regular hand. So that's an even match.
Yeah. So, but okay. So playing football, playing baseball, now bowling. What is the mindset, and how is it different, preparation-wise, competitive-wise, than it is in other sports? Bowling, and the intensity level.
Right. So bowling wise, when you start out, you have, 5-man teams, you have a couple teams within. So you're kind of the camaraderie is really nice. You're kind of relaxed. And then as the night goes on, you're actually bowling for something. So the intensity starts out really calm and then picks up towards the end of the night. Kind of like on a basketball floor when you're high-fiving and stuff. But, fourth quarter, it's time to get real. Bowling, the first game you bowl counts just as much as the last game. So that friendship goes away during practice. They give you 5-10 minutes to warm up. Then after that, it's right after. I mean, it is an individual sport, so you can control 20%. Let's just say one person on a 5-man team. So that's 20% of the total game. So it's pretty important where on the basketball floor, you can make every shot, but if you only get 5 shots, it really doesn't really count. But bowling's a lot more individual, so you're a lot harder on yourself. You take it a lot more serious as far as when it's competitive at a team environment, but definitely a lot more competitive individually for me. Tim, you want to add something to that?
Yeah, and in this particular tournament that we bowled in, you bowl a team event, so you have 5 men, and then we bowl a doubles event, and you bowl a singles event. Oh, so you bowl 9 games in this tournament that we ended up winning, that we won the team. But like me and Mike, we double up as doubles partners. So you definitely don't want to let the other person down. But then when you come to the singles event, now you're just talking about bowling for yourself. And when you're bowling, for yourself, then you can be down on yourself, but you don't ever want to let down, like in any other sport. I mean, most of it is either doubles or a team, and you don't want to let your partner down or your team down. So the competitiveness is there completely. It's at a high level, and especially like bowling doubles like we do, we don't want to let each other down, right. So you're bowling for not only yourself, but for somebody else, and, and it's, as far as bowling goes, I mean, you're talking about money, so you don't want to let the other person down because there's money involved. If we can bowl good enough, we can make some money. And so it's really competitive. We're trying to do our best each and every shot, right. You don't want to let one shot go, because that could cost you, your whole game and cost the other guy some money. So it gets real competitive for sure.
Right.
And you talk about the tournament that you guys just played in, and it was the 2023 USBC Open Championships. And then they have regular, standard, classified teams. You guys won the classified team. Do you now qualify for regular, or how does that all work?
So like I was saying, as far as they want it to be competitive all the way throughout. So the professional bowlers of the world, they carry a higher average, but there's technically no averages at the National Bowling Tournament. So over the years, you establish what you consistently bowl, and then they group you into that. So It'll take us 3 years in order to progress, because like I said, we bowled really good as a team, but as a whole, our tournament, we still have to continue 3 years to climb the ladder. It takes about a 3-year, it's a 21 game cycle is what it actually consists of.
Okay.
And Mike, how do you handle that when you're doing partners and Tim's not having such a good game and you can see him down? How do you?
Tim and I have been friends. Yeah, no, we've been friends long enough where it's friendly, banter back and forth for sure. He knows I'm joking, and he knows in the end, no matter what happens, we're gonna go up, we're gonna have a cocktail together. That is the one thing that we do consistently, is at the end, we're definitely still friends. We're already planning the next tournament 2, 3, 4 years down the line. So right. Yeah, we're at that point where it doesn't bother us. 20 years ago when we were first starting out and thought we were going to be professionals, it was definitely a little bit harder, get down on each other, but we've grown with each other for sure.
I agree with that.
And Tim, when you see, what do you do to build him up?
Yeah, and that's what it comes down to. You try not to let anybody get down, and just like any other sport. Okay, you got the next one. Just put a couple shots together, we'll be good, and just not let anybody get down on themselves. And that's we've bowled together and been friends together for so long that we can, like you said, we might give each other a hard time, but you would give him a hard time just to know that I know what I can say to him to be a little bit of a jerk, but he knows I'm joking, but he knows that'll just get him up for the next one.
Right.
It goes back and forth. We don't let each other have any slack, but at the same time, it's all in good fun.
Right. So how many do we see? A lot of the youth bowling, and if not, what can we do to get them involved in it? I know at the rec center we used to take kids bowling, but it was more of a fun thing. And I know there's some of the kids that really enjoyed it. So especially with you, Tim, who's in this city, what can we do to get more kids, youth involved?
And I've been working on that. And we had youth bowling growing up. Like I said, I've been bowling in the league since I was 6 years old. Mm-hmm. We always had youth bowling, and it's gone away. And I've been talking to the local bowling center, Starlight Lanes, and they got a new management, and they're working to get that back up and running. And Mike's been a coach. I've been a coach. We look forward to doing it, and we just got to get it, back up and sanctioned again. And like I said, the new manager at the bowling alley, he's working to get it up and going again so we can start again. Because my son, he's 8 years old. I'm looking for him to get in. We bowl regularly, but I'd like to get him into a league, and my other son, Braden, he's the senior at Coconino right now. He won the state tournament when he was 9 years old. But we had a bowling league at that point, and he's won a tournament, and I want to get that back up and running again for sure. It's just a matter of I think we got the right people in line at the bowling alley to get it back up and running again, so we can start it back from scratch and get it going again. Because it was we had a full bowling alley when me and Mike were bowling as kids every Saturday, and it's kind of dwindled, and we're trying to get it back up and running again for sure.
Well, with us having the head man in recreation here on the show with us, talking about Mr. Coach Johnson, I hope I'm not going to get in trouble by saying at the rec center, we would love to be a part of that.
Oh, definitely. And like I said, they're trying to get it up and running again. And I think the ball's rolling in the right direction. And I think it'll be started here shortly.
Well, yeah, just keep us in tune and keep us informed, and we can definitely see, because we're all for absolutely more programming for youth here in this town, and I think bowling would be a cool segment. We also have another live question that just came in. This is from our guy, Tommy. He said, first off, congrats. Can you tell us a little bit about the other team members?
For sure, yeah, I can take that one. So the team consists this year of myself and Tim, Coconino grads for sure. And then the other three are also Coconino High School graduates. My brother, Christopher, he's moved on. He lives in Camp Verde now. My brother, John, who lives in Phoenix. And then Ryan Haley, who still lives in Flagstaff as well. All Coconino graduates, all have ties to bowling from when we were kids. It's kind of funny. Tim was talking about more family, and for sure, Ryan Haley met his wife in the bowling alley. Tim and I married our high school sweethearts, and then Christopher, I met his wife at a bowling tournament, and then John, he went to the Navy the first 4 years, and when he came back, that's when we started bowling seriously. But yeah, we definitely all have Flagstaff ties for sure, and it's just really fun to see them once a year. We all get together at the bowling tournaments.
And it's nice for all these Coconino grads to get an Eagle Award. We appreciate that.
That's a good one.
Keep showing that trophy, Tim.
It should have been a banter.
Well, guys, as always, and that's what I appreciate about doing this show is I learn so much. You guys always make me smarter and things that are going on within the community. But it's that time in the show right now where we ask you guys to impart a little wisdom on the people that are listening, young and old, in any way you see fit as far as bowling and communicating and what's it done for you. And so we do that by way of Coach Johnson's Golden Nugget question of the day. What you got for us, Coach?
All right. So, you guys talked about family and just having a family nucleus coming up in the bowling alley. Tim, you consider Mike and them family. And so I just want to know, in terms of bowling in the family nucleus, just how important was that for your family, and what can people take from that and maybe incorporate in their life and their families?
For me, I still bowl with my dad. I bowl with him. He just turned 79 this year. I still bowl with him on a weekly basis. My mom's there every night. My kids are there. My wife is there. She bowls on a different team. We all go there to be in a family atmosphere, and we do that together as a family, week in and week out. I've done that, like I said. My mom and my dad took me bowling since I was 6 years old, and I still bowl with them. I bowl with my wife. Me and my sons go bowl try to go about once a week. We're at the bowling alley once a week when we bowl, and it's everybody knows my family as that's where we're at, and that's where it started at Sky High, at Starlight, both bowling alleys that were here at one point, and now we just got one, but it's just a family game that everybody can do as a whole, and it's one thing that we can all have in common, I think, and it's pretty, you can be from one spectrum to the other and still have a good time.
Mike?
Yeah, just kind of talk about what Tim said there. The thing about bowling is, as a family of 4, family of 6, family of 3, you can go bowling where you really can't do that in any other sport. You're not going to see, a family of 5 go out on a golf course and spend 5 hours. You're not going to see a family of 5 participate with younger kids at the football level or anything. So bowling is something that the entire family can do, no matter the size of the family. It's cheap enough where you can get started and just bowl a game a week, or bowl twice a month, twice a summer or whatever. It's a game that the kids aren't too cool for school, if you want to say that. They don't mind going and throwing the ball with their folks. It's a way to get out of the house and to actually have some communication throughout the family. And that's how we started. And yes, we had fun with it, and we went ahead and took it to the next level. Tim and I did. But there are definitely no reason an entire family can't go out on a random Tuesday night and go bowling. It's definitely fun, and the whole family enjoys it.
And that's nice to know. You, as Tim says, your son at 9 and your dad at 78, they can do the same thing. That's special. That's special. Like you said, that's something you can't do on a football field or a softball field or a basketball court. So that alone makes it special and unique from everything else. So, guys, we really appreciate you guys being on the show. Congratulations, man. I mean, this is why we do the show. You guys are doing something special, and you need to be recognized. And hopefully, we did a little bit of that today. So, thank you guys for being on the show. We appreciate you. We always have a challenge for Coach Johnson. So, I challenge Coach Johnson to. We always take the girls, our basketball team, bowling, and they love it. They simply love it. And Coach gets out there and competes with them. So now, Mike, I know you're in Anchorage. If I had the money, I'd fly him out there and let you whoop him now. Then fly him back here and let Tim whoop him. But Tim, you got to do it by yourself, man. Can you roll?
I'm down for whenever.
Coach, you scared?
I am, and ain't nothing but air and opportunity, so you let me know. Hey guys, no, we really appreciate y'all being on. And Mike, when you come in for league, y'all hook us up, and then me and Coach Neil, we'll go out there and we'll play y'all, but you got to understand that y'all got to give me some points because my partner, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, what did they just say?
Yeah.
It don't matter how old you are, you can still play the game. So I'm good. I am good, man.
Yeah.
So
Well, hey guys, you going back as defending champ, so good luck this year. You know what I mean? Tune back in and let us know kind of how you guys did, and hopefully you can go ahead and get that back to back.
We appreciate you having us.
well, thank you. And Tim, seriously, get with Crystal at the rec center and Andrew or myself, and let's try to put something together, man.
Definitely. I'm good with that. I'm actually been going to the rec center a lot lately. My son has been wanting to, play catch and do a couple things. So I'll hit you up when I go in there.
Sounds good. Hey, do they make left-handed bowling balls?
Yes.
All right, I throw it my right. I throw it behind my back. I don't care. So, hey guys, thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your day. Tim, you stay warm. Mike, you enjoy the warm weather in Alaska. And we just appreciate you guys. Thank you for coming. If you ever have anything you want to put on, anything that you need us to put out there for you, please let us know and we will do it. Okay.
Well, dude, thank you very much.
And everybody else, if you like the show, if you like what we're doing, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, send some live questions in. If you know somebody who we need to have on the show, that we need to highlight, please let us know, because that's why we're here, besides me just trying to get everybody to see how bad Coach Johnson treats me. But other than that, that's what the show's about, getting out there and highlighting people that are doing very, very good things and positive things, such as these two gentlemen, and they're from the city of Flagstaff, Arizona. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, and again, thank the people that sent in stuff. Phil, we appreciate your live statement. Tommy, we appreciate you and getting everything together. And we appreciate your live questions. So you guys interact with us. I mean, that's how it's going to make the show even more fun and more interesting. Because Coach Neal don't be having a lot of questions, and so we need help sometimes.
Okay. All right. Hey, well, we appreciate you guys. And Coach, it's cold out there, man. It's icy, and you got to do that penguin walk. And when I was coming up, man, there was a dance called the penguin we used to do. But anyway.
Well, you have to do that for the people one day. We'll have to do a live segment.
Yeah, man, you be boxing our penguin. But anyway, man, it's been great. It's been great. And I know you got to go to work. And I'm just chilling, man. I'm just chilling till practice at 3.
And you enjoy your chilling day, man. I'm going to go ahead and I'm gonna work so I can get some stuff done, man. I got a lot of stuff to get done. So, but hey, we appreciate everybody tuning in. We hope you have not just a great day, but a great weekend, a great week. Join us again next week, same place, same time. But for now, I don't know what you got to do, but I do know one thing. You ain't got to go home,
but you got to leave here. Peace.